You have been chasing it your whole life. The thing you want, the love, the success, the peace, the security. You have run toward it, worked for it, worried about it, prayed for it. And the harder you chase, the more it seems to slip just beyond your reach, like a horizon that moves back every time you step forward. And maybe, in a quiet moment, you have wondered, why is it so hard? Why do some people seem to attract what they want almost effortlessly, while you struggle and strain and still come up empty? Paramahansa Yogananda taught something about this that turns the ordinary understanding of life completely upside down. He taught that the reason you cannot reach what you want is that you have the entire process backwards. You are working from the outside in, and reality works from the inside out. Today, we are going to reverse it. We are going to look at the law Yogananda taught, that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world, and exactly how, when you turn your attention around, the things you have been chasing begin to move toward you instead. This is not wishful thinking. It is not just imagine it and it appears. It is a precise spiritual law, and there is a real discipline to it. So stay with me to the end, because the deepest part of this teaching reveals the one inner change that everything else depends on. Let's begin with the mistake almost everyone makes. Most people believe the outer world is the cause, and their inner state is the effect. Something good happens, so I feel good. I get the money, so I feel secure. The person loves me, so I feel worthy. In this view, you are always waiting for the outer world to change first, so that your inner world can finally feel the way you want to feel. So you chase. You try to rearrange the outer world, the circumstances, the people, the results, hoping that if you can just get them right, your inner state will follow. This is living from the outside in, and Yogananda taught that this is exactly backwards. It is the cause of endless struggle, because here is the law he actually taught. The inner is the cause. The outer is the effect. Your consciousness comes first. The world you experience is its reflection. Yogananda put it directly. He said that if you want to change anything in your life, you must change the process of thought that causes consciousness to materialize into outer forms and circumstances. That, he said, is the only way to remold your life. Not by pushing on the reflection, by changing what is being reflected. Think of it this way. Imagine standing before a mirror, frowning and trying to make the reflection smile. You could push on the glass for 100 years. You could fight the reflection, beg it, force it. Nothing would work. There is only one way to change the image in the mirror. Change your own face. The reflection has no power of its own. It only shows what is already there. Yogananda taught that the entire outer world is that mirror. Your circumstances, the way life meets you, what comes toward you and what stays away, much of it is a reflection of your inner state. And most people spend their whole lives fighting the reflection, never realizing they only had to change what stood before the glass. This is the reversal. Stop trying to force the outer world to give you a feeling. Instead, cultivate the inner state first, and let the outer world reorganize itself to match. Now you may be thinking, that sounds beautiful, but does it really work? Can an inner change actually move outer reality? Yogananda was unambiguous about this. He taught that everything on earth was first born in the factory of the mind. Every creation, every invention, every built thing existed as a thought before it existed as a form. And he said something striking. Only those who have visualized their thoughts very strongly have been able to manifest them into outward form. The outer is always preceded by the inner, always, but, and this is where most teachings about this go wrong. He did not mean idle daydreaming. He did not mean lying on the couch picturing a pile of money. He taught that the thought must be held with tremendous clarity, conviction, and steadiness. A weak, wavering, doubt-filled thought reflects nothing. A clear, calm, deeply held inner state is what shapes the mirror, and this is why the chasing fails. When you chase something from the outside, what are you actually broadcasting inwardly? Lack, anxiety, I don't have it, I need it, it's not here. Every moment of desperate chasing reinforces in your consciousness the very state of not having, and the mirror faithfully reflects it back. You broadcast lack, and the world reflects lack. You chase and the thing retreats because your inner state is the state of one who does not have it. This is the cruel trap of living from the outside in. The more desperately you pursue, the more powerfully you announce, in the only language reality answers, that you are without. Your wanting itself pushes the thing away. So how do you reverse it? How do you actually turn this around? The first step is to change your inner state before the outer evidence arrives. This is the heart of the reversal, and it is the hardest part because it feels backwards to the ego. Instead of waiting to feel secure until you have security, you cultivate the inner feeling of security now. Instead of waiting to feel worthy until someone loves you, you establish your worth within now. Instead of waiting for peace until your problems are solved, you find the peace first. You become inwardly the person who already has what you seek, not pretending, not lying to yourself, actually cultivating the inner reality of it, the calm, the fullness, the settledness, before the outer world shows any sign of it. And as that inner state becomes real and steady, the mirror begins slowly to shift. The outer world starts to rearrange itself around your new inner reality. The second step is to calm the mind, because a disturbed mind reflects nothing clearly. Yogananda gave a powerful image for this. He said that just as a wavy, rippling mirror cannot properly reflect what stands before it, a mind whose calmness is broken by thoughts of success and failure cannot reflect the higher reality you wish to draw into your life. The agitation itself distorts everything. This is why anxious wanting is so powerless. The anxiety ripples the mirror. The desperate, churning mind cannot hold a clear inner image, cannot sustain a steady inner state, and so it reflects only chaos and lack. The reversal requires a calm mind. A still lake reflects the moon perfectly. A stormy one shatters it into 1,000 pieces. This is why Yogananda placed meditation at the center of everything, not as relaxation, but as the act of stilling the mirror so it can finally reflect clearly. The third step is to act from fullness, not from lack. The reversal does not mean you stop acting. It means the consciousness behind your action changes completely. The person living from the outside in acts from desperation, grasping, forcing, anxious, attached to every result. The person living from the inside out acts from fullness, calm, clear, doing what is needed, but no longer begging the world for a feeling it was never able to give. Same action, opposite inner state, and the results are utterly different because the inner state is what shapes the reflection. You still work, still move toward your goal, but now you move as one who is already whole, already at peace, simply allowing the outer to catch up to the inner. The grasping is gone, and strangely, the moment the grasping is gone, the thing you grasp for is finally free to come. Now let me give you a practice drawn from these teachings to begin reversing your reality. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take several slow, deep breaths until your mind grows calm. Remember, the mirror must be still. So first, simply let the ripples settle. Let the worries of the day quiet down. Spend a full minute just calming the surface of your mind. Now bring to mind not the thing you want, but the inner state you believe it would give you. If you want security, find the feeling of security. If you want love, find the feeling of being deeply loved and worthy. If you want peace, find peace. Do not picture the outer object. Cultivate the inner state directly. Hold that state. Feel it as real, here, now, before any outer evidence exists. Let it fill you. Let it become, for these moments, your actual inner reality. You are not begging the universe for something. You are becoming, within, the person who already has it. You are changing the face before the mirror. Rest in that inner fullness as long as you can. And when thoughts of doubt arise, but I don't really have it, gently set them aside, the way you would smooth a ripple on water, and return to the steady inner state. This steadiness, repeated daily, is what slowly reshapes the reflection of your outer life. When you are ready, take 3 deep breaths and gently open your eyes, and carry that inner state with you into your day as much as you can, refusing to let the outer world dictate how you feel inside. Now, Yogananda left one final teaching, and it is the deepest part of all, the one inner change that everything else depends on. He taught that there is a danger in all of this. The danger is that you use this law only to chase outer things in a more clever way, to manifest the money, the love, the success, but still from a fundamental state of lack, still believing that the outer thing will finally complete you. And he warned again and again that the outer world, no matter how perfectly arranged, will always eventually deceive you. He said it plainly from his own life. Everything in the outer world that had promised him great happiness had deceived him. Only one thing never had: his inner peace. So the deepest reversal is not learning to manifest better cars and bigger houses. It is discovering that the inner state you were chasing through all those outer things was always available directly within. The peace, the fullness, the love, the security. You were trying to assemble them from outer pieces when they were waiting, whole, at the center of your own being. Yogananda taught that your first concentration should be on union with the divine, because when you find that inner source, you are no longer reflecting lack into the world, you are reflecting fullness. And from a soul that is already full, life flows differently. Things come, not because you desperately pulled them, but because you stopped needing them to feel whole. And in that freedom, they were finally free to arrive. This is the great secret hidden inside the reversal. You stop chasing the reflection and turn to the source. You stop trying to fix the outer world and tend the inner one, and the very things you spent your life straining toward begin, quietly, to appear on their own, drawn not by your wanting, but by the fullness you finally found within. The world was always a mirror. You spent so long fighting your own reflection. Turn around. Change what stands before the glass, and watch your reality begin to rearrange itself to match the soul you truly are. If this teaching resonated with you, subscribe and turn on notifications. More of Yogananda's wisdom on the mind, consciousness, and the inner laws of life is coming. Share this video with someone who has been chasing something for a long time and cannot understand why it stays out of reach. Sometimes the answer is not to chase harder, but to turn around and leave a comment. What have you been chasing from the outside, and what inner state were you really seeking through it? Naming it is the first step to finding it within. All the best, and see you in the next video.